and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
I'm awash with the stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of the UK's second-largest city, Birmingham.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
You're listening to Tuesday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
What happened to your lip, George?
Nothing. I just knocked it in the gym.
Oh, well, I can see you're kind of bulked up since I saw you last.
Yes, hasn't he?
All right, don't go on about it.
I'm only saying.
Yeah, well, I exercise.
Good.
There ain't much else I can do.
Well, that's good.
Stuck in here.
All that rigmarole getting in, though. What a palaver.
I wouldn't know about that.
No?
No, I got in quite easy.
George.
What?
Don't.
Don't what?
You know. Your grandma doesn't know what it's like.
No, it's okay, Emma.
She's not been here before, and that's not her fault.
No, right. Sorry, Grandma.
That's all right, love.
Didn't mean to be sarky. You get used to talking like that in here.
That's what you pick up from your so-called mates, I suppose.
Not so cold, Mum.
What then?
Just mates. That'll do.
I'm so pleased to see you, George. I can't tell you.
And are you all right?
As much as I'll ever be.
Oh, she's fine. Aren't you, Clarrie? She keeps us all in line.
Oh, would if any of you took notice.
We always know what you're thinking, Grandma, even if you don't say it.
Makes me sound like a proper grouch.
No, you're all right. Anyway, how's the dairy going?
The dairy? Well, it's ticking over. Much the same, I suppose.
Keeping up with the orders, aren't you? Honestly, they'd be lost without her. And I think they know that deep down.
And Grandpa?
Grandpa?
Well, I see you're not saying anything about him.
Eddie's okay as well.
No, Mum, don't do this.
What? Don't do what?
George?
I know something's wrong with him, only you're not saying what, are you? You're deliberately not talking about it.
No, Clarrie had a letter from George, say, with a request for a visit.
A bit more of the vegetarian rennet, please, Mum.
Righto. Just her and Emma.
Say when.
Yep, that'll do for now.
That must be difficult for you, Susan, not being able to go.
Oh, I don't mind Clarrie getting to see him. After all, she's as much his grandma as I am. But it does hurt me that he won't have anything to do with me.
Not ever.
Oh, that's what George says himself.
Oh, he'll come round, Susan.
Oh, will he? There's no sighing. And on top of that, we're losing our jobs.
One of you.
Oh, sorry, Helen, but that's not much comfort.
You know we'd keep you both if we possibly could.
Is there really nothing else you can do, though?
Nothing.
No other cuts?
Not a thing.
Helen's been over it all with the accountant.
Endlessly. It's just the way things are. Nobody's fault.
Nobody's fault? Honestly, Helen.
What?
Of course it's somebody's fault.
Is it?
Borsetshire Water. We're where we are today because they cut corners, which meant there was a sewage leak they were completely unprepared for. That's why our orders are down. And that in turn is why Susan and Clarrie have this sword of Damocles hanging over their heads. Borsetshire Water.
But what can we do about that?
We can protest, Helen. At least we can make our voices heard.
Well, I'd be up for that.
You've already done your bit, Susan, helping to set up the Radio Borsetshire thing.
Which never actually happened, if you remember.
Yes, but it...
Mum, I'm not having a go at you. You're making a fantastic effort, but if people aren't interested...
Well, if they would just listen to what we have to say, though.
No, how do we get them to do that?
I don't know. Keep plugging away. Make more noise. Let them know we're here.
Yes, but the wrong sort of noise can put people off.
The wrong sort of noise? What's the right sort of noise?
I don't know.
No, nobody does.
Well...
What?
I'm just thinking, maybe it's a bit like an advert.
Advert?
Well, you know, they have a message to get across and there's a little jingle that goes with it. You hear the jingle and you think of the message. So maybe what we need is a jingle.
For over 60 years, The Archers has been the soundtrack of our lives, capturing the ups and downs of everyday life, from marriages and births to losses and triumphs. From the early days in Ambridge to the unforgettable moments that shaped the story, the Ambridge Chronicles celebrates the highs and lows of the world's longest-running radio drama. Relive the defining moments of The Archers, brought to life through its rich script archives. The Ambridge Chronicles pays tribute to the characters we know like family, Phil and Jill, the irrepressible Grundys, and wayward Brian Aldridge. Whether you're a lifelong listener or just discovering the drama, this book will take you on a journey through the moments that have made The Archers a cherished part of British life. Get your copy of the Ambridge Chronicles today. Relive the moments that made the nation's favorite radio drama. This script highlights the deep connection fans have with The Archers while showcasing the book's celebration of the series' most memorable moments. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks. For more information, please look at the link in the description.
No, honestly, George, there's nothing wrong with my Eddie.
As far as you know.
Well, I would know, that's what I'm saying.
Then it looks like I'm better informed than you two.
There's nothing to know.
That's not what I'm hearing.
Not what you're hearing from in here.
Yeah, I know, banged up, thanks for reminding me.
I'm only saying, how can you know Eddie's not well? Have you phoned him?
No, of course not.
Why, of course not.
He'd deny it, wouldn't he? To stop me worrying. That's obviously what he's doing with you lot.
But I still don't get it. If he's denying it, how do you know?
I had a letter.
From?
Keira and Poppy.
Keira and Poppy?
The well-known medical experts.
Mum, don't.
Don't what?
Get sarky.
So you're saying Keira and Poppy know about this, whatever's wrong with Eddie?
Yes.
And they wrote you about it?
Yes.
But they didn't tell us?
Because you already knew.
Yeah, except we don't.
What did they say?
They couldn't say what was wrong, but they reckoned if I spoke to the family, I could find out the details.
If you spoke to the family?
And that's what I'm trying to do, without much luck, because the family's not listening.
So all you know about this, it all comes from just them two?
You mean?
They've been having me on?
I think they might have been, George, yeah.
The lying little...
Careful.
I was worried sick. I thought there was really something wrong with Grandpa.
Susan, is anything up?
No, Neil, calm down.
Oh, I got a message. Can you call in at the dairy on your way to Barrow?
That's right.
Well, that sounded urgent.
It's not at all urgent, Neil, honestly.
Oh.
I'm not so sure about that.
You'll only worry him.
It is important, though, Helen.
Well, perhaps someone can tell me what this is all about, then.
It's what you were talking about at breakfast.
What I was talking about?
Bell ringing.
Was I?
Apparently you're planning a spring ring of the church bells.
Oh, that.
And Susan thought that could be our jingle.
It suddenly struck me when the three of us were talking about it.
So people will hear the bells and think...
Jingle?
Think of the cause.
What jingle?
I said it's like an advert.
And what cause?
Like they do for selling chocolate or something.
You're going into chocolate?
Oh, no, Neil, keep up.
Oh, I am trying, but it's not getting any clearer.
Oh, poor Neil. We're talking about the protest group, protesting about Borsetshire water. We want to attract people's attention.
I see.
By using a jingle, like in adverts.
You say?
I'm beginning to, I think, yes.
So when Susan mentioned your bell ringing, we thought that might do for us. We let it be known that the bells are ringing on behalf of the protest group.
Against Borsetshire water.
So every time they hear the bells, they think sewage leak. They think mismanagement.
Right, I get it now.
We wondered if you might have a word with Alan, because presumably we'd have to get his approval.
You would, yeah. Probably the PCC would have to agree as well.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But before all that, don't you think you ought to get my approval too?
Well, yes.
As I'd be in charge of doing the actual ringing.
I suppose so.
And I'm not so sure I do approve.
You what?
Well, that's not what the bells are about, Susan. And anyway, I don't entirely agree with the protest.
Why on earth not?
Well, you're all so quick to run them down. Mismanagement, you say, but Do you know it was mismanagement? Isn't it just as likely to be the result of climate change? And the water company's got a programme of improvements planned.
So you won't do it?
If I'm being honest, I don't think I can, no.
Don't keep calling them that, George. They're your sisters.
I know, but they got me worried.
You can see why they did it, though.
To get me talking to you.
Yeah, and you have to admit that bit worked. We are talking.
I think it's quite sweet.
Not sure I go that far, Clarrie.
George not talking to his family, though. They knew how much that was hurting.
But using Grandpa like that?
They didn't think too much about that bit.
Well, they should have.
Yeah, maybe they should. But they're kids, George. They're gonna get things wrong.
Yeah.
We all get things wrong, even when we're not kids.
And I suppose it was a proper Grundy kind of thing to do.
Yeah, I could see Eddie doing that kind of thing.
I don't know what he's going to say about it when he hears.
I shouldn't think Grandpa needs to know. Do you, Emma?
No, I can't see it do much good.
I do know what he'd say about Keira and Poppy, though.
What?
He'd say they were little toads. A right couple of little toads.
George.
No, what?
No, nothing.
What have I done now?
Nothing. It's just... That's the first time you smiled since we've been here, that's all.
Yeah, well...
I know. Stop making a fuss. It's all right. I won't go on about it.
That's your lot, then. One smile a visit and no more.
It'll do for a start. Not too bad, though, is it, seeing us?
Yeah, I guess.
Once we got the Grandpa business sorted out.
It's not because I didn't want to see you, you know that.
I think so.
I just, had stuff going on.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm sorry. That must have been hard on you all.
Well, we're here now.
We've missed you.
I missed you too.
We might try this again then sometime, do you think?
We could give it a go. Why not?
I can't tell you how much that means to me, George.
Emma, love.
Mum, don't cry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's not good for my image. You'll give my love to Grandpa, and Dad, and Ed.
Of course we will.
And Poppy and Keira.
Them too, yeah. Tell them from me, they're a right pair of little toads.
I really can't stop, Pat.
This won't take a moment.
I've got to be at Barrow by midday.
I just want a quick word before you go. Now that Helen and Susan have gone back to work.
Well, I've said what I've got to say.
But you can listen, can't you? 3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes then.
Thank you. You probably know where I stand on this matter.
Oh, I think it's pretty clear, Pat, yes.
Yes.
This is a commercial business cutting corners to guarantee a profit for its shareholders, right?
In a nutshell, I suppose yes. But there's more...
I just think there could be another way of looking at it.
I'm sure there
Why can't we at least start by accepting the possibility that Borsetshire Water is trying to serve the public? Why assume they're simply motivated by money?
Well, we could look at the evidence, the record of investment for a start.
And do you take into account the weather conditions?
Well, of course we do. No, wait.
What?
This isn't what I want to say.
They're valid arguments.
Of course they are. And we could debate them all day and into the night. But that's not the point.
Then what is?
This is about Susan.
Susan?
Yes. Helen's business has taken a huge knock because of the sewage leak.
Well, yeah, I know.
And Susan could lose her job because of it.
Yes.
All I'm asking is that you ring your bells for Susan and Clarrie and people like them, so we can ask a few questions on their behalf.
Well, I could accept that, I suppose, but would it be a proper use of church bells as a jingle?
Well...
That is what you said you were after, a jingle.
Well, we could ask Alan what he thinks about that. And if he's happy with the idea, would you then help us out? For Susan's sake?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production?
Yep, that's the bull bar. That's
this one?
Yep, that's...
I mean, Hayley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now. No. I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but... Oh, I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever